What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on the Space Engineers Inspiration series. We are starting things off today with the TIS Coyote from Tartarus Incorporated, which looks really freaking awesome. And I won't say that when it was built, the idea was to create a airwolf or anything, but it definitely looks like it, which is awesome in my book. So when you start off, we're on a little platform here, a little helipad. It's got your controls listed here, or the manual for the Coyote. So we have deactivate or activate the main weapon, or main engines, weapon systems, fire rocket volley, choose flat cannon, or choose Gatling gun. So fairly simple for me. Yay! There's a couple of really neat things that I wanted to show off first, though. Particularly the, I like the design, obviously, especially given the Airwolf vibe. These engines, I believe, I could be mistaken. I'm waiting for the, UI to open. There we go. That took forever. But I believe these are the hover engines. No, I stand corrected. They're atmospheric jet engines. Okay. I said that because I've never seen thrusters that are kind of at that angle before, which is really cool. There's also some other things, placements of thrusters and stuff are to make the ship functional in the Space Engineers world, but there's also the propellers and stuff. I don't know if the propellers are actually just for looks, or if they actually serve as a pseudo thruster or something in the game. I'm not really sure. But overall, design really cool. I will say, just from the screenshots and stuff, I know that there's a really cool HUD setup once we get in the ship. Like this. I'm not entirely sure how this was done, if it's a specific mod block or if it's just a projector of some kind, but awesome. Awesome sauce. Okay, so we've got a couple little, it looks like SNC on mod things here and there. That might actually be what the overall cockpit is made out of. I didn't even think about that. But we have our screen right in the front that gives us a description of the information basically running on the ship. Now, I do know from the description it does update every so often. I think it's like 20 or 30 milliseconds or seconds or something. I don't remember how it was set up, but it does update as you go. So first things first, one for rotors. Ooh, okay. And that says helicopter rotor system. Okay, weapon systems are online, of course. I already forgot what this one does. Fire rockets. Alright, that's what it is. Okay, so let's get this bad boy up and running. Provided I'm not locked. I am locked. That could be why. Ooh! Jiminy Cricket, this thing moves. Okay. Okay. This is kind of awesome. Not gonna lie. This is pretty sweet. Cue Airwolf music. No? Okay. I had to get that out there. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's the other thing. The X will come up when you turn the weapon systems on. So that's a cool little modification there. Dude! This is so freaking cool! Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're feeling like a chopper. That's awesome. Okay, so let's do some weapons testing, shall we? So we've got our fourth button is rockets, 5 is the flat cannon, and 6 is the Gatling gun out of the front nose. Ooh! What? That's awesome. Nice job, hotshot. We just blew up a mountain. Alright, flat cannon. might need to get a little closer. I will admit I am still trying to wrap my head around the whole flying in atmosphere thing. Not quite used to it yet. Particularly in the slowing down and kind of the coasting that goes on. Now, I will say in creative, it's not quite as bad because you're not as worried about like thruster fuel and stuff like that, because if you're just going to hover, it actually uses your thrusters to keep you elevated and stuff, so... I'm not seeing where this is making impact, though. Okay, so those under the rocket, or next to the rockets, are the flak cannons, but I'm not seeing them hit anything. And then we've got... Is that the azimuth one? Yeah, okay. So I guess it's probably just because I have, I don't know, the world might have block damage off or something like that, which wouldn't surprise me, but it also makes it hard to see weapon impact. There we go. Strafing run. Whoops, wrong button. Just trying to get... Woo! Alright. So yeah, pretty freaking cool. So let's move on to the next one, shall we? Alright, and for this next one, we have our army of armored core things, mechs, Gundams. Sure, one of them. I don't really know. They honestly look more like armored core mechs to me. I'm not entirely sure the description was null and void. There was no description on this one. But I was looking at the screenshots, and these are the most, like, accurate to armored core type mech builds I've seen so far. I don't know if they're functional, I don't know how they function. Again, refer back to the no description thing. But in the workshop, this is the oh gosh, I'm gonna get this wrong. Type-19 Jinrou? Something like that. So let's take the basic one out first so we don't die. I assumed they were pilotable. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, they are. Okay. I was like, now that I'm thinking about this, this might not be pilotable either. Wow. Such a detailed HUD. Okay. Let's see. 50mm fixed gun, makes sense. Gatling gun. Tia lock? Hinge lock? Two-ended motor... Uh-huh. Airtight hangar door. There's a hangar door in this? Oh, it's for the cockpit. Oh, well that's nifty. District headquarters. I just saw that. I wonder if that's actually like a base that you're supposed to go blow up or something. Ooh. Hold on. Nope, don't do that. Alright, so we're not locked in anywhere. Let's try out these rotors and see what they do once we get set back down here. Okay, stop it. Okay, that raises and lowers the left arm, it would seem. I hate the camera. Get out of there. I'm gonna open this back up just so that it stops getting in my way. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Alright, this is, I'm assuming, the right arm. Very cool. This, I think, is turning the rotors on and off, unless that's locking in the rotor. Nope, not locking in the rotor. So I don't really know what that's for. Hinge on. It appears like there's hinges in... I hate when the camera gets stuck inside the cockpit like that. So, I'm a little confused on how to make them move. Because they have wheels, but whenever you do the thrusters, it just seems to tip it over. Not actually... Maybe if I turn that lock off. Oh, okay, it locks the wheels. There we go. I think. Sort of. I still think those thrusters might be a little overpowered for these. I wonder if there's a way to control it by the wheels. That would be kind of interesting. It does have a vertical thruster, so we're gonna treat these like flying armored cores for now. Oh wait, except I can't fly. It's not flying. Not really. Okay, so they're not real movable, it would seem. But we do have weapons on them, which is pretty cool. They are technically movable. And this is going to be the... Oh, the Gatlings are both under both arms. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so that's one. And while my frame rate isn't too bad, I have a suspicion that my simulation speed is running pretty low. Yep. So if I seem to be moving sluggish, that's why. Now this one should be fun. Oh, door's closed. Oh, okay, it's a sensor. That's interesting, I think. It started to open, didn't it? Or was that just... was that my imagination? I totally thought this was starting to open for me. Maybe one of these will do it. Airtight hangar door, there we go. I was like, there has to be some kind of access hatch thing. Okay. Ooh, this guy's got some guns on it. Oops, we're locked in place. That is really cool. The chains on the back weapon is pretty sweet. Alright, so we're not locked in anymore. The wheels will move. I guess if you just kind of tap it a little bit, just tap it in. It works pretty well. So these... Get out of the... I hate that. Stop it. Alright, I don't know what these hinges are for. Don't tip over, don't tip over, don't tip over, don't do it! Okay. Still not really sure why you would turn the hinges on and off. I'm not really sure what that does. But let's get our weapons up. And I guess the back guns are probably set up as turrets, I would imagine. Gosh, quit it! I hate that so much. Okay. Now we can turn pretty well, which is neat. Oh. Nope, I don't see any fixed weapons. Oh, there we go. I don't know what's going on with the sound. Ah, get out of that view. I hate that. Oh. Why can't I access the Gatling weapons? That seems wrong. Those are small turrets. Huge Gatling. There we go. That's what I wanted. So those are turrets. Okay. Confirmed. There we go! And we might actually want to... Oh my gosh, I hate that. Sorry if I've said that like 90 times, but... Okay, that's pretty awesome. Seriously? Why would you do that? Alright, let's... There we go. So, I think block damage is off. Oh, maybe not. Oh, that's so cool! That is so much fun. Okay, so I've come to a conclusion that basically, these would be really cool on a base as like some kind of glorified turret, basically, until we can finally get mechs that move like actual Armored Core things in games and stuff. Alright, I'm getting the hang of these controls here. Let's get our weapons up in the air. Ooh! Yeah, this is definitely based on Armored Core. Totally. I don't know why the camera keeps jumping into that cockpit view, but I hate it so much. Boom! I gotta be careful, this is actually feeling like an Armored Core game for a minute here. Like, this is a lot of fun. Let's see, what's on the other hand? Whoops! That's the back weapon. Oh, okay, that's an interesting idea. We'll put this down. Now, give me... Nope, not that one. This one. There we go! Oh, sweet! Let's turn our brakes on. And then... Oh, this is so cool! Can I hit him? Can I get him? Nope. Too low. Okay. Now... Where's the other one? Oops! Oh no! Oh no! I blew his leg off. That was the next one I wanted to use. That was the coolest looking one! Oh well. You know me. I have to blow up something. I can't seem to find the other weapon, though. There seems to always be a weapon missing. Pulse machine gun. Oh wait, maybe that's it. I didn't end up using that one. Oh, there we go. That's too cool. I'm having way too much fun blowing things up. Now this guy, I probably won't be able to move because he took a, you know, an early hit to the leg here. Probably be able to... No, no, no. Come on, thruster compensation. Alright, what weapon is this gonna be now? Get out of that view. Okay, so he's got one in both hands. And I'm falling over now. Yay! Let's get the other one going. So, this is totally on purpose. I'm shooting at a ship up in the air. That's what this is. Oh! Oh, this one has flying thrusters. Now that is neat. If I could see what I was doing. Sorry for the view, I just can't seem to get it into a spot where it won't, do that stupid jump into the cockpit view. That's pretty cool! Look at us go! Yeah! Alright, now that keeps us afloat for now. Oh, here we go. I think this is gonna be the... I'm trying to figure out if I can use these rockets or not. I don't think I can. Oh, I blew something else apart. Oh, my leg! Oh no! My leg! My AR level is probably really low. If that... I'm pretty sure that was a thing back in Armored Core. It's like your armor points or something like that. AP! AP! That's what it is, not AR. I'm gonna die. Oh, wait, what is this? More thrusters. More thrusters. Oh, okay. So this thing has a lot of thrusters. I know I'm flying sideways and this isn't really the most flattering way to show off this particular build. Anyways, freaking one step closer to having Armored Core inside Space Engineers. That's amazing. That's awesome. Moving on to the next one, ignoring all of my blubbering and destruction. Alrighty, so next up we have the Encord Gunship. Now surprisingly, this is actually built on a small ship grid, but it's a fairly large build for a small ship grid. So I should also preface, I apologize for the frame rate, but whenever you build a ship this detailed and this big on a small ship grid, it's gonna get kinda laggy, for me at least. But really cool. I mean, the exterior design just caught my eye right off the bat. It's pretty freaking cool. Very, very detailed and with a lot of its own little nuances and eccentricities and all that cool stuff that a good ship needs. Some of this I don't even know what it is, to be honest. That's not actually uncommon, but still. Oh, we got a mix of some armor panels, SNCN, letters. I think this is a hatch, or is this the battery? Maybe that is a battery. That's a weird battery. I'm pretty sure that's a hatch, actually, but it could be a battery. Thruster placement is really good. there's actually some cool stuff like these little slants that keep it from blasting a hole in anything, which is a good idea. And I like these little slants off to the side, gives it some texture. There's just a lot of little nitty-gritty details to look at on this build, which is really cool. It does look to have a decent amount of firepower as well, with a lot of turrets and stuffs. I don't know if these are modded cannons or if they're antennas of some kind, or just for show. Let's see if we can find the root block here. It might actually be a modded weapon. Light armor. I'm having trouble finding the actual base block. Okay, I don't... It says light armor, but I feel like it's missing the actual root, so I'm not really sure. That's probably some gigantic cannon or something from a modded block, I would assume. Not sure what some of this other stuff is, but conveniently, the main hangar, or door, I suppose, is, I believe, right here. Let's test my theory here. Hangar, gate timer, hangar ramp. Whoa! That's an intense door. Wait, what the heck is this made out of? Hangar gate. Huh. I've never even seen that mod before. That's really cool. Can I... Okay, we do have gravity. Sweet. Let's see here. Hangar ramp. Goodness gracious me. That was loud. Okay, so that's like if you're landed. The screenshots did show it on a planet. Given my frame rate, though, I would not want to take this thing on a planet on my PC anyway. Can I not find this button? Hangar gate. Are these other ones not? I cannot get these to trip for some reason. Hangar gate light. Timer. I don't know what the gate's actually for. But lots and lots of detail here, which is really, really cool. And I mean, who doesn't love a good Death Star door? Ooh. Very cool looking. What is this made out of? Light armor slab. I'm going to have to go investigate some mods after this. This looks like a DirectX 9 door, which is highly possible. I have no idea what this is. The description didn't really describe all of the ins and outs of the build like some. Mass driver upgrade. Huh. And there's oxygen tanks and generators, I guess, under here, so that's interesting. Yeah, it didn't exactly describe all of the ins and outs, kind of just gave you a ballpark overview of, like, the weight of the ship and how many blocks it had, stuff like that. So, you'll have to forgive me if I don't know what everything does. That's probably to this door. Oh, turns on the light, so I don't have to. Ah, that's nifty. So we've got our jump drives here, apparently. I'm not sure what these are. There's glass in the way, so I won't be able to highlight them, but it's probably a battery, maybe? Or some kind of modded jump drive. This is pretty cool. I wonder what this is. Computer monitor. Very nifty. I'm gonna have to do some mod investigations after this. Okay, we've got a deck 2 as well. This is pretty... Oh, sensor. There must be a sensor around here somewhere that picked me up. Okay. Ooh, we have a hatch. Ooh, what goes down here? Let's find out. Is this some kind of escape pod, or what? We've got gravity. Looks like that might be an oxygen tank of some form. Holy crap! Okay then. So this is some kind of maintenance hatch. That's interesting. There's probably a button for the lights as well, because I'm seeing these wired lights that I've used in my own builds. but I don't see a button for them. Wow. Much like the Force, the lag is strong. Okay. Oh, wait, that looks like a button. That's probably to light up my path. That would have been smart. Let's test that theory. Whoop. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Seriously? There we go. There we go. That's better. We're just going to leave those on for now. Because I don't feel like trying to find the button. Alright, we'll get out of here. And now that I'm looking up, this button on the ceiling is probably what opens and closes the hatch normally. Nope, that's the lights. Come on. Corner single. Oh, okay. Not true. Engineering. Oh, that would have been reading. I could have just read that, but you know. Reactor room. Come on. Is the door opening? No. There we go. So, reactor room. Wow, this is laid out very different than I would expect. It's not like the equivalent on both sides like it usually is. Ooh! Better with this room is so much cooler looking with the lights off. What is all this? I don't know what these are, but they're cool. Oh, wait, no, those are those quarter reactors, much like these. That's cool. Very, very cool. Okay, I am gonna need a light, though, to find this, because this is another DirectX 9 door. Wow, this thing has a ton of reactors everywhere. Not that in a ship this size, that's not exactly a bad thing. I mean, it probably uses a lot of power. Okay, what do you do? I see buttons. I see glowy buttons. Shutters. Can I get a peek? What is back here? Whoa. This place is just massive. Alright, we've got cargo. Ladders, although I don't think the ladder is actually a ladder. I'm pretty sure that's just a look. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Why am I stuck? Let me through. It's hard to move around with all this lag, I'm not gonna lie, and I probably should not show every little detail because this is probably painful for a lot of you to watch, but I couldn't resist at least showing the exterior of the ship, and I wanted to poke around the interior, and I figured I'd bring you guys along. But I mainly just wanted to show the ship so I could see it, because the thing looked freaking awesome from the outside. This looks like oxygen generators, I'm guessing? Could be wrong, but that's what I'm going with. Another door. Whoop. Okay. Gosh, this place is huge first. It's no wonder my game is lagging terribly. I mean, on a small ship grid, to be building this big of a ship is ridiculous. This might actually be the most large yet detailed small ship I've seen. Quite possibly. But, design-wise, freaking awesome. Totally amazing. I don't know what that is, but that looks cool. Looks like some kind of piston measurement spring system thingy-mabobber. Yes, that's the official name. Or it should be. I gotta find these doors, too. These would be kind of cool. Some of you know I'm having a small, not large, just a tiny bit of a door issue on my own build. What is going on here? Why am I stuck? I'm stuck on something. Oh, there we go. I guess there's just a little bit of a lip there. So apparently these might be those same like the gates that were used that they might open, because there's a connector back here, which wouldn't make a ton of sense unless you could actually connect a ship to it, which is what I'm guessing. And the other side is probably the same, I would imagine. Ooh. Open sesame. Okay, so let's see what goes up this way. Alrighty. Come around here. Crew quarters. This should be interesting. Oop. I can't tell which ones are going to have sensors and which ones aren't. Ooh, wow. A little bit of mood lighting. Okay, so we can actually see what's going on. I am going to turn this on. The lighting in here is really cool, though. That is an awesome table. I want one in my builds. Is that a fridge? Is that what this is supposed to be? Can I... Oh, no, that's not a control panel. I totally thought it was. Bunks? Dude, this is cool. I would love to live on a ship like that. It's kind of amazing. What opened? I don't know. Door just opened somewhere. Shower light, toilet light. Oh, that's the lights, not the doors. Again, these are probably supposed to be the glass doors, but for some reason, some of those doors work and some of them do not. I don't really know what caused that. But something in the mod, some of it works and some of it does not. Ooh, cryo chambers. Awesome. Awesome. Really cool. Okay, let's see. I would like to see the bridge. That's kind of my last thing to do. I don't think I will be flying it. I know some people have told me that in the past, where it's like, you know, you show the ships, but it would be cool if you flew them or something. That's all well and good, but when I'm having such bad frame rates as it is, I don't usually like to risk trying to move the dang thing. But... Alright, shutter, airlock, and then the actual airlock. That's interesting. Oh. I like how all the, like, needy things, oxygen generators, all that is, like, sealed away. That's pretty cool. Dude. This is a cool-looking bridge. How do people do this stuff? Armored ramps. See, I can hardly ever get this creative. Look at this place. This is amazing. There are a ton of buttons here. I'm scared if these start actually showing up and saying they do things. I hit a button. Oh, it's some kind of beacon. Okay, another beacon. Oh, a lot of these are lit up. Oh, wait, no, they're not. Bridge shutter. Bridge light. Nope, turn that back on. Back on. Main cockpit light. Sweet! Now we're all lit up. Awesome. Whoa! That's... Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome. That's my final vote. This is awesome. It's got a camera. It's got a project... Holy crap, dude. This is like an amazing bridge. This is so freaking cool. Dude... Okay. What does this do? 1. Telescope 2. Oh, that's cool. It's got a live feed. That's funny. Alright. I'm going to look up what these do before I start pushing buttons. Sequencer toggle, turrets, navigation light, beacon radio thingy, all thrusters, hangar gate. I'm actually looking for the cameras, to be honest. What is that? W1. Yeah, see, these are drone bays. Okay, so they're made for small drones. I gotcha. Thrusters, all thrusters again. So the other cameras must be controlled by another cockpit, maybe. That's my guess. Or they're not, like, on or activated. That's also possible. Come on. Get in the chair. Nope, don't see one. Okay. So those other cameras either aren't on, or they're controlled by a different chair that I have not yet found. Anyways, we're running over our time limit. I apologize for the frame rate, but as you can see, it was totally, in my opinion, I hope it was the same in yours, but I thought it was totally worth showing off, even though it is pretty jagged. And while I know a lot of you are aware, I did upgrade my graphics card and all that recently, The problem with stuff like this is particularly it being on a small ship grid. The bigger one takes up less space for each block, but the small ships do more and more detail, as we can no doubt see in this. So when you get a ship that's equivalent to a large ship, basically, mostly, for the most part, and it has this kind of detail, I don't know a lot of people that don't have frame rate problems, so I hope this is more of an isolated incident. Still, I thought it would be worth it to show it off because it looks amazing. So anyways, we're going to wrap things up for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.